let's talk about marketing and selling tips for artists. What up friends, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another video. Lately I've been asked quite a lot of times about how I sell, what I sell, how I make money from my art, and I see a lot of artists struggle with the entire concept of monetizing what they do. It can be many things, you know, you can monetize your art in many different ways. And I just feel like this is something that is missing. It's a missing piece in many creators' brain, like not just, you know, artists. I want to use an overarching term here of creators. And so I want to share sort of my approach to this in this video. Now, just as a quick intro about me and what I do, I know some of you, many of you know this. I make my money from my art using courses and books. I sell the teaching, I sell the how-to. And this is one interesting way to go at it. I very rarely sell my actual artwork because I don't really focus on it, and many times people ask me, do you sell, do you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I sell if someone actually asks, but I don't push it proactively, because at the moment, or at least in the past, it wasn't something that interested me this much. I have to say honestly that lately it's been more interesting to me to actually sell my art, because I start to feel like it gets to a point where I feel comfortable with it, and the feedback I get is that people want it. So you may notice in the future how I may talk about this a little more. Okay, so this is basically what I do right now. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, this is really my 2 cents, my perspective, the perspective of someone who's relatively new to this, just because I'm young. You know, there's so many artists out there, and many of them are older than me, more experienced, significantly more experienced, and this is really my perspective and my unique approach. Now, there are some benefits to it as well, because I feel like the angle that I provide is very refreshing. It's really in there. I'm building it just like right now, and it's very fresh. So you get stuff that are really up to date on how I do things, and as I go through the motions. It's not like I found something that works and I just stick to it for 20 years and it may not be as interesting. Okay, so what I'm gonna give you is basically 3 tips for how to improve that, and it's gonna be real advice, not just what you hear everywhere, of what I find that works for me. And then I'll give you one fourth bonus, sort of an extra tip that I think will really help, okay? So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is distribution. Now, this is really important. You need to figure out where your audience is, where your potential clients are. In my example, I sell my teaching, and so I go to the places where these people are, which is here on YouTube, and it's also Instagram, and it's also Snapchat, and everything that's sort of visual media. Also Pinterest in the past, just because I don't have that strong of a personal feeling toward it. I didn't really enjoy the platform yet. I may go deeper into it in the future, but these are the places I'm at, because it's really important understanding where your audience is. Your audience can be in many different places. Another good example for me is Facebook. A lot of my people are on Facebook, so you want to understand where they are, where they go to, okay? So this is the first thing that's really important. Now, the second thing, which is the second tip, is the consistency, okay? You want to have a consistent channel of communication with them. This still doesn't mean you sell more. Notice what I'm doing here. I'm leading you towards something a bit different, okay? Because I see a lot of people just try to sell. Like, let's sell. Here's my stuff. Here it is. And no one cares, because you're not doing it in an efficient way. So we're going to do it in a more correct way, in my opinion. So you want to understand where they are, and you want to start building continuous, consistent conversation with them, which is exactly what I'm trying to do here on YouTube. You want to really show up for them. You can't say that you sell something or that you want to teach something and then just, you know, post once a week and then disappear for a while. People want to see consistency. I can say personally that for me, an important factor in when I see a YouTube channel, for example, an important factor that may cause me to subscribe to it is if I see there's consistency. And if I look back and I see there was a video yesterday and a video 2 days ago and a video 4 days ago, and you know, I like that. This is what I want. I want fresh, I want new. For me, this is why big emphasis on this channel is to actually publish a video every single day. Because I feel that consistent conversation is really important. And once you have that conversation, you want to be able to, a lot of people struggle with how do I build an audience, how do I get people to watch my stuff, and a lot of it is, of course, you need to make good stuff. But I make this video assuming you already make good stuff. The first thing is you need to make good stuff, but the second thing is you just have to be consistent. If you're gonna post a video once a week, or a post once a week, or like an Instagram picture once every 3 or 4 days, it's not enough. You need to be consistent. And for me, the best consistency that works is actually every single day. Okay? You can decide on your own consistency. It can be every 2 days, it can be a little different. But the key here is understanding that it has to be consistent. People need to know that you're there for them. And you notice, like, every comment that I get right now gets a reply. I don't know how long I'll continue like this. I don't know if when I have 1,000 comments for a video, I'll sit down for 3 hours and answer them. But for now, I can do it. I can show some presence in the comment section. I will. It's really important to keep that conversation going. When you have something to sell, you can just shove it into people. You need to build a relationship with them. And this is exactly why this is so important. So let's just recap. We have the distribution, where they are. And second, we have the consistent, frequent communication between the two, okay? So these are the first two. Now the third one is proactiveness. And this is really important. It's something I mentioned so many times in the recent videos. Being proactive. So you can't always wait for things to come to you, especially when you're small. You want to build connections and build relationships on a proactive basis. So even if you're very small and there's someone that's a little more advanced than you, if you just send them a message telling them, hey, I really, like an honest message, hey, I really love your stuff, I really enjoy your content, just wanted to give you a thumbs up or something like this, they're gonna love it. And some of them, like, I'm like that. If someone says that to me and I see their content creator as well, I'll be like, oh cool, your stuff is cool too, I'll be following. And even if you're small, someone like once every few people will say, yeah, your stuff is interesting too, I will follow too. And then you start building a relationship. And when this person sees that you're consistent, that you're hardworking, that you put in the effort, they will be impressed by you, and this just opens a window for collaborations, for work together. They can give you a shout out without you even asking for it. A lot of good things happen out of relationships. Okay, and notice how we didn't even talk about selling yet. So these are sort of the 3 main tips I want to give you, and it may feel like really simple, but if you do those correctly, first off, a lot of good things will happen just based on these. So again, let's recap real fast. Where's your audience? Consistent, frequent communication. And 3, proactiveness. Proactivity, I don't know the right word for it. Whether it's with other collaboration opportunities, whether it's like me that I just decided to email publishing houses or just decided to email companies. You can't always be fancy and say, nah, they should come to me. No, they shouldn't come to you because they don't know you. They didn't find you. You need their attention is not on you. So you have to work for it many times. Okay, so this is the third thing that I feel like is really working for me and bringing a lot of good stuff. Now, I want to give you a 4th tip, and this is the main, like the really important thing here. And this will take all of the things I just talked about and turn them into something practical that you can actually use. Okay, so the 4th tip is to package the thing you're selling. Okay, and let me explain. You want to make it as easy for the other person who wants to buy your stuff, whatever your stuff is, to buy them, okay? And you want to make it as easy for yourself to gain something from it, okay? So for example, with me, my main focus now is courses, how to draw courses. This is what I like to teach. This is what I enjoy. I love selling my own products. Many of you have noticed I don't have a Patreon page. I used to have one, I just closed it. I don't do like donations or anything like this. I don't like to ask people for money in exchange for what I provide now. I don't like this idea. What I like is packaging what I sell and then ask money for that. And usually I'm with the approach of giving so much and asking so little in return, like just to give as much as possible. So a lot of people sometimes tell me like, they're super surprised by, sorry if it's a little shaky, the tripod is, they're a little surprised by how affordable my stuff is. And really, like, you buy a course and it's full of information, it's a few hours of good lessons, and the price is like really good, you know, because I like to give as much as possible. I never want someone to feel like I gave less than they feel like, oh yeah, you know. I want people to be blown away. I want them to buy whatever they buy and be like, wow, I feel like I got so much out of it. This is why my top selling book right now has almost 400 pages, and you pay for it like any other normal book on the market, and I think it's just better. How to Sketch, by the way, that's the book. And so you want to package it. Now, this is the tricky part, because you need to figure out how you package it. For me, it's in the niche of teaching, and so I package it into courses, I package it into books, into actual products that people buy. And I make it as easy as possible to buy them, whether it's from linking from here on YouTube or actually doing the whole marketing work and paid advertisement and all of that. But you want to package it. Now, you may sell your art. If you sell your art directly, again, you need to package it to be as easy as possible. For example, I wanted to use a song for one of my YouTube videos, and it's someone that uploads their music to SoundCloud. Now, some of them are like, you can use it for anything you want. I'll just let you use it. But some of them, they're like, they don't say it. Now, if they don't say it, you probably can't use it. So I emailed the guy, because this song was perfect for what I needed. I emailed it to him, and I told him, I want to get this song to use on my music, on my video. Can I use it? And like, I'll give you credit and all of that. And the person was like, he sent me a copy-paste email that basically says that I can purchase a package of all of his songs, like 50 songs, and use them as much as I want, and as like for whatever thing I want. And you know what? The price wasn't that bad either. It was more expensive than I wanted. But I just wanted this one song. That's all I wanted. I didn't want all the package. So I didn't buy it. And you know, if you would tell me, yeah, it will cost you this much for this song, I may buy it. I don't like buying music because there's enough of it free, and I really appreciate creators, and I think it's amazing, and I don't take it for granted. Like, I don't want, a lot of musicians think that no one pays for music anymore, and it's true in many senses, but I really appreciate them. For me, it's not the right choice at the moment to buy music. I actually bought a few music tracks for my course, because then there you can't use anything that's for free. So if I have to, I buy. But anyway, the thing is, he didn't package his work correctly, and it hurt him, you know. I think if he would tell me, use it, just give me credit, he would get much more value out of this than me just sending him an email and then never replying back. I didn't reply back to his email because it was a copy paste. So you have to package it in a way that's comfortable for your audience. Let's take another example. So if you want to sell your artwork, your pieces of art, again, make it as easy as possible for your audience to buy them. You need to actually package it in a way that's comfortable to buy. So many websites of galleries of arts or artists, you go to the website, you see all the paintings, and you really want one. Like, I saw a few of these that really fascinated me, and you want to buy it, and then you have like an email address, like email me if you were interested in one of the paintings. Like, come on, I'll email you and tell you, yes, I want the one in the middle of the third page of the gallery. There aren't even numbered. What the hell? You know, you have to package it to be as comfortable as possible. Someone sees it, they want to buy it, they click it, and they buy it. So this is super important, and artists, for some reason, many of us aren't wired this way. We aren't trained to think of our work as products. Product? That's insulting. That's not product. That's like my passion. That's my love. That's my whatever, but no one will buy it. You need to put it in something tangible for people to buy it. Okay, so I hope you understand now why this fourth tip is like the most important one, basically for the stage where you actually want to make the sale. Okay, so I want to recap this entire video, and I feel like this is a really good strategy for 2017, just because no one does it. You know, like, so few people do it, and the people that do it are successful. So again, these are my 2 cents. This is something that I know from my experience right now. Let me just recap real fast, and then we'll wrap up. So anyway, the first one is distribution. You want to understand where your audience is. Now, you can't just drop a link once a week and disappear and expect someone to click it and then buy it. No one will. You need to have consistent communication. Okay. Now, of course, just as a side note, I sell a lot of my courses not using this direct communication with you. I sell them by actually doing like the marketing work of paid ads, for example, Facebook ads, all sorts of things. Like I have a very organized marketing funnel, Instagram ads, but you do want to keep that channel of communication open, because I do get sales from here as well. So that's the first one, distribution. Where is your audience? The second one is consistency, the consistency of actually communicating with them, creating relationships, actually answering to comments. I see so many people that have like one comment on a post and they don't even reply, and I get a lot of them and I reply. So that's the second thing. The third thing is proactiveness. You have to be able to reach out to people that can help you and can promote you and offer them your help. How can I help you? Maybe it's a big gallery account and they actually are looking for free paintings to put there without credit. So you tell them, hey, you can use like 5 paintings, don't give me credit, but then the 5th one, the 6th one, you give me credit, and then bam, you get something out of it in return. So you have to just create those relationships. You never know where it'll take you, and this entire business and world is based on relationships and connections. Okay, so this is the third one, and the fourth one is package it. Turn it into something tangible that people can actually buy in as easiest manner as possible. Okay, so this is the fourth tip. Really, this video is off the cuff. I want it to be relatively spontaneous. I'm not going to edit it too much. I really hope this raw advice helps you, and I will try and share more as I learn new things. Now, my experience is limited in the art world. I'm still young. There are people out there that have been doing it for so long, but I think I provide a really unique, fresh perspective of someone that's trying to keep up to date on the latest platforms, latest developments. And so I do think there is a lot of value in it, and I hope maybe even just one advice hit you in an impactful way that will help you. Now, I know a lot of you aren't really into selling your art. You're not looking to do that. All you want is to have it as a hobby and enjoy it. That's perfectly fine. This video may not be for you, as the title suggests. So yeah, I apologize if it's not for you. Tomorrow or the day after, there's going to be some more just art videos, but it's just I have to publish these kinds of videos because I enjoy it so much, and I want to have context with this audience of artists and sort of with a business mindset. So anyway, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I upload tons of videos, daily communication, as you can see, especially if you try to get your business off the ground and really build something that works as an artist, as a creator. I think my advice is very valuable in that field. And also Instagram and Snapchat, just to see my daily life and what I do and how I do it, and just some documentation of more interesting aspects of how I live my life, just interesting bits and pieces of my life. Okay, so this is it. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care.